Assalamu alaikum. 6 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan, the news read by Miriam Khan. First, the headlines. Prime Minister is arriving in New York on a week-long visit to attend the UN General Assembly session beginning today. Special Assistant on Information says the Prime Minister will effectively present the stance of oppressed Kashmiris in his address at the UN General Assembly. In occupied Kashmir, normal life remains disrupted due to the continued military lockdown on 48th successive day today. China has called for immediate end to Israeli settlement activities and a demolition of homes in occupied Palestinian territories. International Day of Peace is being observed across the globe today. Pakistan has announced the 16-member squad for the one-day international series against Sri Lanka. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan is arriving in New York today on a week-long visit to attend the UN General Assembly session. He will deliver his address to the UN General Assembly on 27th of this month and share Pakistan's perspective and position on the Jammu and Kashmir dispute and its current human rights and related dimensions. The Prime Minister will also avail the opportunity to articulate Pakistan's perspective on some key contemporary issues. Imran Khan will hold the several bilateral meetings with his counterparts from various regions and participate in a high-level UN summit on climate change, sustainable development, universal health coverage, and financing for development. He will also attend and speak at high-level side events co-hosted by Pakistan and Turkey on countering hate speech and on environmental protection and poverty alleviation co-hosted by Malaysia and Pakistan. A trilateral summit meeting of Pakistan, Malaysia and Turkey will be held on General Assembly sidelines. Special Assistant on Information and Broadcasting Firdaus Ashikawan has said Prime Minister Imran Khan in his address to the UN General Assembly session will explicitly and effectively present the stance of oppressed Kashmiri people facing worst form of Indian state terrorism. Addressing a news conference in Sialkot today, she said that the Prime Minister will shake the world conscience on Kashmir dispute as well as present the enlightened, moderate and progressive face of Pakistan before the world community. The Special Assistant said that the upcoming session of the UN General Assembly is very significant in the context as the entire world is looking towards the whole body as to how it moves forward to implement its resolutions and decisions. She said the besieged people of occupied Kashmir have pinned great expectations with the UN that it will play its due role for the protection of their fundamental, democratic and constitutional and religious rights. The Special Assistant emphatically stated that the Pakistan will not hold talks with India unless it lifts curfew and all sorts of restrictions in the occupied valley. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi says Pakistan stands with the oppressed Kashmiris and will fight their case at United Nations. In a tweet today, the Foreign Minister said that the young Kashmiri man told him in Medina Munawwara about the unprecedented violence in Pulwama in the occupied Kashmir. Shah Mahmood Qureshi said he promised with him that the Pakistan is fighting at every diplomatic forum for the rights of Kashmiris. Speaker National Assembly Asad Kassar has gone to Kazakhstan to participate in three-day fourth meeting of the speakers of Eurasian countries' parliaments beginning on Monday in Nur Sultan. The forum will be attended by the heads of parliaments from 84 European and Asian countries and the heads of 16 international and interparliamentary organizations. The Speaker National Assembly will present Pakistan's stance towards the greater Eurasia and highlight the hindrance in development of the South Asian region, particularly in wake of the ongoing Indian aggression in the occupied territory of Jammu and Kashmir and both sides of the line of control. Besides, the Speaker will also hold the bilateral meetings with the head of parliaments of friendly countries to apprise them about the Indian atrocities in the Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir and its impact at the region. This is Radio Pakistan giving you the news. In Indian-occupied Kashmir, normal life remains disrupted in Kashmir Valley due to the continued military lockdown on 48th successive day today. Millions of people have been besieged in their homes as hundreds of thousands of Indian troops continue to deploy in every nook and corner of the valley. All shops, markets, business establishments, and educational institutions remain closed while the transport is off the road. The people are facing immense problems due to continued suspension of the communications means, including internet and mobile phone services in Kashmir Valley. Meanwhile, Indian troops went berserk in Pangsgam area of Kupwara district and subjected the residents to torture. Indian Congress leader and Transport Minister of Rajasthan, Pratap Singh Kacharia Vas, has said that the BJP-led government is using abrogation of special status of Kashmir to divert the people's attention from its failures. Addressing party workers in Jaipur, Singh said that the BJP was trying to make Kashmir an issue in the local bodies elections as the Modi government's 100 days in power had turned out to be a failure. A former Indian federal minister from the governing Bharatiya Janata Party has been arrested in connection with the allegation of sexual abuse. Swami Chinmaya Anand, 73, has been charged with misusing authority as well as stalking, wrongful confinement, and criminal intimidation. China has expressed the concern over Israel's illegal settlement activities and talks for annexation of occupied territory in Palestine. Speaking at the Security Council, China's Deputy Permanent Representative to United Nations, Wu Haitao, said that the settlement activities in occupied territory should ease the immediately and demolition of Palestinian homes should be stopped. Wu said China opposes any unilateral moves that may lead to the intensification of the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. He said that the dialogue, negotiations, and political consultations are the fundamental way to resolve the Palestine issue, urging the international community to take two-state solutions as its ultimate goal. UN Special Coordinator for Middle East Peace Process, Nikolai Mladinov, has deplored the expansion of the illegal Israeli settlements in occupied West Bank. Mladinov told the UN Security Council that the expansion of settlement has no legal validity and constitutes a flagrant violation under the international law. It must cease immediately and completely. International Day of Peace is being observed across the globe today. The UN General Assembly has declared the September 21st as the day devoted to strengthening the ideas of peace both within among the nations and the people. Minister for Human Rights Dr. Shireen Mazari says today is the International Peace Day and the siege and violence in occupied Kashmir is nearing 50 days. In a tweet, she says the pellet guns continue to be firing on the innocent civilians, including women and children, and no humanitarian aid is being allowed in occupied Kashmir. Pakistan has named a 16-member squad for the one-day international series against Sri Lanka. The squad includes the Sarfraz Ahmed captain, Babar Azam, Abid Ali, Asif Ali, Fakhr Zaman, Haris Sohail, Iftikhar Ahmed, Imad Wasim, Imamul Haq, Muhammad Amir, Muhammad Hasnain, Muhammad Nawaz, Muhammad Rizwan, Shadab Khan, Usman Shinwari, and Wahab Riaz. Addressing a news conference at the National Cricket Academy, Lahore today, team head coach and chief selector Misbah-ul Haq said the squad for the 3 T20 matches against Sri Lanka in Lahore will be announced during the one-day series. And finally, the weather report. Hot and humid weather is expected in other parts of the country during the next 24 hours. However, rain, wind, thunderstorm is expected at isolated places in Hazara, Rawalpindi, Gujranwala, Lahore divisions, and Kashmir. Before we end the bulletins, here once again the headlines. Prime Minister is arriving in New York on a week-long visit to attend the UN General Assembly session beginning today. Special Assistant Information says the Prime Minister will effectively present the stance of oppressed Kashmiris in his address at the UN General Assembly. In occupied Kashmir, life remains disrupted due to the continued military lockdown on 48th successive day today. China has called for immediate end to Israeli settlement activities and demolition of homes in occupied Palestinian territories. Pakistan has announced 16-member squad for one-day international series against Sri Lanka. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletin. Bulletins are on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.